Welcome, this is Antonaka TV, and today we're gonna talk about very British problems. Very British problems. I found this book when the last time I went to Japan. I kind of bought it for around $16.99, which is, if converted to yen, well, I'm not really good at conversion, around 1,000, 2,000 something, I guess. But actually, I found this for just 500 yen. It was in the discount shelf. So, in this book, it says here, there's an epidemic sweeping the nation. Symptoms include acute embarrassment at the mere notion of making a fuss, extreme awkwardness when facing with any social greeting beyond a brisk handshake, and an healthy preoccupation with meteorology. Doctors have also reported several cases of unnecessary apologizing, an obsessive interest in queuing etiquette, and raising blood pressure when discussing the correct way to make a hot drink. If you have experienced any of these symptoms, you may be suffering from very British problems. Very British problems are highly contagious. There is no known cure. Okay, so we'll see. Right. So, okay. So, number one is playing it cool. Calling someone fella or pal, and then unexpectedly having to enter into a full conversation, which reveals you're not actually Cockney at all. Getting to work early so the least possible number of people notice you're wearing a trendy new jacket. Really not. Really. Attempting the handshake tip and dropping your €1 coin on the floor or £1 coin on the floor. Best left to Americans. Feeling obliged to ask a taxi driver if they've been busy, but then staying silent for the rest of the journey. Entering into a mild panic if unable to pick the correct amount of change from your hand within 3 seconds. I guess the shame of pulling out of a double check keys too early, then attempting to re-enter it after the moment's pass. I don't understand that, but why not? Being told an item is 2 for 1 at the till, leading you attempting to look elegant while running back through the supermarket searching for a second packet of mints. Wondering what you've become when a goodbye wave accidentally turns into a bit of cheek salute. What's the chicks? Oh wait, Chicxalo. Chicxalo. Alright. Avoiding parks throughout the summer to reduce the chance of football rolling of a football rolling over to you. I see many people like to play le foot or futsal or whatever. Panicking and thrusting your hand up when there's a problem at the self-service checkout, regardless of the huge flashing light. Okay, I don't know. Is this thrusting your hand? I don't get it. I don't. Hoping that you look like James Bond every time you put on a dinner jacket, only to end up resembling Ronnie Corbett. I don't know who the hell's Ronnie Corbett, but I know who the hell's James Bond. He's been Sean Connery, John, Roger Moore, Pierce Brosnan, Timothy Dalton, Daniel Craig. Yeah, the ones I probably know. Getting dressed at the speed of light the instant the masseuse says, "I'll just give you 10 minutes to relax." Looking into having your hands surgically removed after waving at someone who was waving at someone behind you. Well, isn't that embarrassing? I always do that. Like, so hey, it's like, hey, someone. Hi. Oh, shit. You were waving at that guy, eh? You're not waving at me, comrade. You're waving at that other comrade. Oh, well, my bad. Calling someone Jesus and knowing you haven't pulled it off the instant it leaves your lips. Well, I don't know. Not really. Nervously hoping not to be seen trying the cash point by the person who just told you it isn't working. You know, just to make sure. You want to try it out, just to make sure. But people say it's not working. But why the fuck do you care about the masses when you want to check it for yourself? Right? Pretending to be relieved as you agree with the doctor that you don't need the powerful medication you went in specifically to try and obtain. I don't get that. Again, pretending to be relieved as you agree with the doctor that you don't need the powerful medication you went in specifically to try and obtain. Okay. Feeling it's the right moment to attempt a cheeky wink, regretting it immediately and trying to pretend you actually have something in your eye. I think that's what we do often, like, oh, there must be something in my eye. Fuck it. Someone's like, are you winking at me? I was like, no, there's just something in my eye, comrade. There's just something in my eye. The challenge of attempting to deal with a sneeze while holding a scalding cup of tea in a surface-free air. Fuck. Don't sneeze now. Fuck. My tea has been crushed. Has fallen down to the ground. Another tea has fallen down and been defeated. Finding yourself doing the twist is left unsupervised on a wedding dance floor for more than a minute. Doing the twist. I don't know exactly what kind of twist they do, but yeah. Getting a bit too excited when you see your hometown in news. Actually, most Filipinos do have this, especially if we're on TV. So a slight mention of their vicinity or our vicinity gets most of us excited. Right. Deciding to persevere with clasping and shaking the whole appendage when offered a fist bump by a youngster. I don't exactly know how does that work, but fist bump? Looking as if you're practicing a solo waltz while surreptitiously attempting to remove something unfortunate from your brogue. I don't know what's a brogue. Oh, wait. Something. So I think that's a violin. Something from a brogue. Yeah. I think I get it. Realizing you're in the process of exiting a busy lift on the wrong floor and plowing on regardless. Okay. Running for the bus, missing it, and carrying on the run for a short while. Okay. Number 2, rules on the road. Flashing your indicators to thank a fellow motorist, just in case they missed your mini wave, thumbs up, arm raise, and hazard lights. So we are to give them a thank you still. If they miss this, or something. For this. Taking tremendous pride in your ability to keep your full beam on until the very last possible second. Okay. Looking through the window to the petrol station, forecourt, and saying, number 4, please. When you already know exactly what pump you just use. Okay. Arriving at the mini roundabout at the same time as another driver and knowing you'll be there for some time. Right. Circling the car park for an hour rather than park half a minute's walk from the entrance. Really now, you could just park somewhere far instead of trying to look for a parking, but I guess it applies to many people because they like a spot where the sun doesn't heat up their car, I guess. Just an assumption. Unleashing the wave thumbs up combo to indicate you're particularly pleased to have been allowed to jog over the zebra crossing. Okay. The moment you realize you've sat in front of the wrong sort of taxi because you didn't want the driver to feel like a chauffeur. What? So you didn't want the driver to feel like some, I don't know what the chauffeur is, feeling genuinely devastated when someone appears to have better knowledge of motorway routes than you. I'm not ashamed because I don't really know the motorway. Never once encountering a situation where you have to reverse around a corner since you passed your driving test. Not really applicable to me. The dread of flashing a car at night to tell its driver to go first and receiving a flash at exactly the same time, resulting in a flash off. So, I'll flash you, you flash me. So, who has the better flash, huh? Yeah, the car flash. Who has a better flash? So it's just a photography kind of battle of photography. Who has more pictures of who? Nah. Turning to frown and mutter, bloody hell, they were going some. At any car that drives slightly faster than the speed limit. It's like, bloody hell, they were going some. Like, you shout at the driver, bloody hell, they were going some. It's sound right. Thanking someone for beeping when you failed to notice the lights change. Oh well, thank you for reminding me. Thank you for reminding me. Okay. Allowing your car to smash headlong into a truck rather than relinquish your right of way. What? I don't get it. What? Having an emergency car kit which consists of tartan blanket, a small box of tissues, near empty tin of Victorian travel sweets. The hell? Okay then. Never ever being quite sure if it's the right time to use your fog lights. Feeling guilty for making traffic stop at the lights when you need to cross the road. Huh. Feeling guilty for making traffic stop at the lights when you need to cross the road. Okay. Feeling the need to indicate despite being the only car on a deserted B-road. Getting stuck behind Omni speeder who stubbornly drives at 50 meters per hour, regardless of whether it's a 30 miles per hour zone or a 70 miles per hour zone. I'm sorry, not meters but miles per hour. Holding your hand up to your hands-free kit so nobody thinks you're a lunatic. Free of hands. What? Smashing the hazard button to a pulp every time someone in front of you looks like they may be thinking about braking. Right, never experienced that because I'm not a driver myself. So this is the very British test. Number 3 is the very British test. It says here, are you suffering from severe undiagnosed Britishness? Are you beyond cure? Or are you just presenting the early stages? Take the very British test to find out just how bad things are. Pick either A, B, or C from each of the following and write down how many times you choose each letter. Your most likely My lady can be found after the test, after the last question. Question number one. Someone bumps you into the street. Do you A. Shout, "Hey buddy, I'm walking here, fool"? B. Think nothing of it, after all. That's just part of the pavement battleground. Or C. Raise your paw and apologize while jumping into the road before going home to shout at the cat and weed the hell of the garden. Okay then. For me, I go with B for this one. Alright. Question number 2. You go to make tea and discover you're out of milk. Do you shrug, go to the cooler and grab a can of Pepsi instead? Decide to have an espresso and a couple of biscotti, no big deal? Or desperately search around the kitchen for a milk alternative before remembering with great relief that you still have some UHT which you stole from a train? What the hell is a UHT? I don't know. Question number 3. A stranger of the opposite sex gives you a suggestive glance in a bar. Do you smile, wink, and ask the bartender to send over a bottle of Bolingo? B. Roll up the sleeves of your shirt and kiss your biceps. Typical. And C. Try to smile, but then back out of the smile midway, then pretend you have a facial twitch to cover up the attempted smile, by which point you've taken remarkably pink. Okay then. Question number 4. You're unhappy with your meal. It's bland, overcooked, and full of unadvertised nuts, which could very well kill you. Do you grab the nearest waiter by the tailcoat and tell him you'll bust his ass unless he gets a rare T-bone steak to your table in the next 30 seconds? B. Say you're not fussed. You'll just make do with a carafe of Pinot Noir and a Gaules. How do you pronounce this? Gaules? Gaules? I don't know. Not sure. C. Complain quietly to your dining companion. Tell the waiter the food is perfect and feel quietly thankful you brought your EpiPen. Okay. Question number 5. It's a bank holiday weekend and you have Monday off work. Do you plan to load up the pickup, drive into the countryside, fish, swim in the lake, and tell horror stories around a roaring fire? B. Lie in bed all weekend, having sex, sand socks, writing poetry, eating pain or chocolate by the dozen? Or C. Paint the spare room before drinking studiously at a local boozer, safe in the knowledge that Tuesday will never, ever come? Question number 6. Someone has just pushed in front of you in a long queue. What's your reaction? A. What's a queue? B. What's a queue? C. Feeling like you're about to faint with a silent rage pulsing through you, only noticeable by the throbbing vein on your forehead. Okay then. Question number 7. You're in a training session and are encouraged to say a bit about yourself. Do you start with how your grandparents met and go from there, ending with a monologue about how you still aren't in the right place to really know your emotional self? B. Say nothing because you're not even in the training session because you like to sleep late on Tuesdays. Or C. Say your name and your job title, then close your eyes until someone starts speaking. Question number 8. You're not feeling your best and decided to visit your doctor. What's the outcome? You live with a prescription of Prozac, Xanax, Vicodin, Ritalin, and 10 sessions with an eminent psychiatrist. B. You're told that despite a lifelong diet consisting of meat, cheese, and brandy, you seem to be in top condition for a 92-year-old. Or C. You tell him or her you're absolutely fine and then there's no need for alarm. Then you leave and collapse in a reception due to blood loss. The fuck? Someone stabbed you or something. Question number 9. You've been told you haven't long to live. What do? Plan to get your memoir finished as soon as possible before visiting every member of your extended family and completing all 352 items on your bucket list. B. Nothing. You didn't plan to live beyond 30 anyhow. C. Quietly say, bugger. Compare your lifespan to a cricket score, then decide to start drinking full-fat milk before thinking better of it. Question number 10. Someone is sitting in your reserved train seat. Do you pick them up, shove them into the luggage rack before finishing off the half-eaten sandwich? Sitting next to them, get on like a house on fire and ending up telling the story of your wedding day. C. Hover in the vestibule outside the toilet, hoping another seat will become available somewhere between London and Edinburgh. Okay then. Question number 11. You're in a new sandwich shop. There's an impatient queue forming. Do you A. Order your usual, a Philly cheesesteak, foot-long on brown, ranch dressing, hold the onions, over easy, toasted, Diet Coke, no ice to go, and ask them to make it snappy. B. Ask for the special of the day or whatever they recommend. Or C. Panic and end up with a sweet corn, Marmite, and a pickled egg back, for which you manage to pay 11 pounds. Then go to M&S. Mark and Spencer's. Yes, Mark and Spencer's. Question number 12. Someone is holding a door for you from quite a distance. What's your response? Walk slowly. A. Walk slowly and casually to the door and slip a few dollar bills in the stranger's top pocket as you pass through. B. Walk slowly and casually through the door without making eye contact. C. Sprint to the door, laugh slightly, apologize, then say, "After you." Question number 13. Which of these most closely resembles your behavior on the London Underground transport system? A. Shouting, "Hey, does anyone know how to get to Leicester Square?" Across the carriage while rearranging your bum bag. B. Gesticulating wildly at the gentleman who just stepped on your flip-flops. Or C. Silently staring at the map on the carriage wall to make sure that there's absolutely no chance of making eye contact with anyone. 14. Question number 14. Which of these most resembles the contents of your kitchen cupboards? A. Squirty cheese, cans of bread, a 1 kilogram bag of Doritos, Pop-Tarts, and a crate of Mountain Dew. B. Empty. There's half a ciabatta out on a wooden chopping board, but you eat everything else as soon as you buy it. Or C. 324 bags of Life and a near empty bottle of HP sauce. Number 15, the last question. A fellow motorist lets you pull out in front of them. What's your response? A. I wouldn't notice them from so high up in my truck. B. I wouldn't notice them because I haven't looked in my mirrors for about 7 years. Or C. Thank them with every flashy device my car has as if they just donated me a kidney. So what's your answer? What's the majority of your answer? A, B, or C? This video ends now. Thank you.